What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is Cold Creek Pond. Let's fish that. Alright guys, so Vegas is currently experiencing some warmer than average temperatures as well as some drier than average temperatures. So these bit warmer temperatures have an effect on the fish. The waters are slightly warming, meaning that something like trout goes to a bit deeper water to try and find cooler water. However, it's not warm enough for something like bass or bluegill to start coming up for their spawning season. So the fish are in this weird transition phase where they're not close to the bank, but they're also not in the deepest part of the pond. Therefore, I decided to come here to Cold Springs. Cold Springs is on average about 10 degrees cooler than Las Vegas, meaning that the temperatures here are a bit colder. That's why I'm wearing a jacket at the moment. It is quite nippy out here, but the idea being that the fish in these waters will still be cold enough and active enough for me to try and target. So I'm going to try and find some trout in this little pond. The other big benefit of trying this little pond is that it is not that big. The deepest part in the middle is about 8 feet deep and not that hard to reach. So I will be trying to catch some fish out of this pond. Alright guys, so they do have lots of signs around saying to not feed the wild horses and wild burros. I do believe that these are some wild horses walking around coming for a drink. So this little pond does get stocked with trout. They stocked it in November with 1,000 fish. We'll see if there's any fish left. I don't think there's as many people fishing these little ponds as they are in the city itself. However, I will see if there's any trout here left. Because of the colder temperatures here in Cold Springs, this little pond is actually ideal for trout. However, because we are still in the middle of the desert, during the summer months, these waters actually reach very high temperatures, and sadly these fish do not make it. So they do die out during the summer months, and then you have to wait until November or December before they will stock them again with trout. There are only trout in these waters, no other fish. In March of 2019, there were little goldfish in here. We actually tried to catch a few of these little goldfish, as that would be something new for my life list as well. However, during March, these fish all went belly up. We saw lots of dead goldfish. I do believe it's people that released some pets. We tried to catch some of these pets, but by the time we got here, these fish were already dying, so we didn't manage to catch any of them. During the summer months, there was actually no fish in this pond, and then they stocked it with trout. So now again, we have some trout in this pond, and that's what I'm going to try and catch today. We'll be using power baits, spinners, flies, anything to see if we can get any of these little stock trout to commit to our baits or lures. All right guys, while we have the little wild horses drinking some water and stuff, not wanting to disturb them, I would like to just point out to you guys the snow there on the mountain. We do actually have a ski resort in the mountains, the backside there, and I do believe this is why it's actually colder here, because we have snow-covered mountains. Another cool feature we have in the surrounding area, we have the little pond and the snow-covered mountains. Then we have miles and miles of desert, and it's hard to see because I cannot zoom in, but there in the background there's a big open plain or plate. That is actually where the United States government did the testing on some nuclear weapons. This is where they had the atom bombs explode with the little mushroom clouds, and they had little atomic bomb parties to see these mushroom clouds all the way from Vegas out here in this open valley. Alright guys, so another little fun fact about this little area here. A couple miles northeast of here, you'll find Area 51, where they have the secret military base, allegedly with aliens and stuff. I don't really believe in all that, but we have a very big area here with a couple of military bases nearby. Just had a couple of military planes flew over here, which was not going to show up on the little GoPro in any case, but just so you guys know. So I have set up my rod here with some power baits in the water soaking, looking for some trout on power bait. While that is soaking, I'm going to set up my another rod to see if I can catch any of these fish on little spinners. Alright guys, got our first trout for the day coming up. This one was on the little power bait. Something I don't always show you guys, but what's very important before you handle any fish, especially trout, you need to wet your hands. There we go guys. Nice sized little trout, hooked in the bottom lip, perfect hook. Quickly gonna get a photo of this guy, and off he goes. So I'm not looking to keep any trout today. Any ones I catch I will release. However, if they are gut hooked or foul hooked, I will keep them, but if I can, I will release them so someone else has the opportunity to catch some trout. Alright guys, I've been fishing for a couple of hours using both flies and spinners. I haven't seen anything on the spinners, no follow alongs or anything like that. Had a couple of them try and grab my fly, but I never could get a hook set on any of them. Have a half an hour to an hour left before I need to get going. So I'm going to use both my rods now with some power baits to see if I can still manage to get 2 more fish to complete my daily limit of 3. Alright guys, I believe we have our second little trout. Hands have been wet, nice in the corner of the mouth. Our second little rainbow for the day. And release this little guy. There he goes. Alright guys, and we have our final little trout for the day. Remember to the hands. And there we are guys. My third trout for the day. All three today were caught on power baits. And of course guys, that's where the batteries on my little camera died, but you get the idea. In retrospect, using a little spinner in this pond was kind of a bad idea because there are no other fish in this pond. That means that these fish are not used to having little bait fish as prey. So having something new that moves in the water might scare off the fish, and that's why they weren't that interested in my little spinner. They were, however, interested in the power baits. I had lots of bites on the power baits. These fish are quite good at stealing the power baits from the hook without getting hooked. It seems like they don't grab the entire thing, they just grab a small part and they keep pulling on it, and eventually the power bait will get detached from the hook. One way I found to combat this is by, rather than using the traditional ball of power bait where you roll it into a little ball, making a tube or more worm imitation type thing where you make it a bit of a longer profile and put that on the hook. I had a lot better luck using it like that. So if you're experiencing the same problems, do keep that in mind. Alright guys, so if you're observant or follow me on social media, you will know by now that Finally Fishing has a new website. The general idea behind this website is a place for me to post some pictures of some of my catches, but more importantly, this is where you will find this life list that I keep going on about. So if you've ever wondered what fish I have on my life list, feel free to go to the little website. You can do so by going into the description part below. There will be a link for the website, or you can go onto my channel and click the little icon. It will take you to the website where you can have a look at my life list. Alright guys, so if you found this video to be entertaining or informative, please hit the little thumbs up button. Feel free to leave any comments or questions down below. Please do consider hitting the subscribe button and help me by growing my channel, growing my community, so that more people can actually see my videos. Alright guys, so all that's left is to thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you taking some time to watch my video, and I'll see you guys next time.